If you had a feeling you were about to be beheaded by your own husband, all because you hadn't produced a son and had made too many enemies by being outspoken, opinionated, and causing a cataclysmic split in your country's religion, you'd probably be having a nervous breakdown too. I'm writing a new musical called House of Fallen Women, and this is the story behind Anne Boleyn's song. Anne Boleyn was the second wife of Henry VIII. Henry was notorious for having 6 wives and beheading 2 of them, but Anne was distinct among his wives because she didn't follow the norm of being the quiet and obedient sidekick. Not to mention, she basically instigated the entire English Reformation. When Henry's first wife, Catherine of Aragon, was approaching middle age with no male heir, Henry began to panic about the security of his royal line, and his eyes fell on Anne Boleyn, a maid of honor to Catherine and sister to his former mistress. Ew. Anne had been educated at the French court and was sophisticated, witty, and alluring. After 7 years of fighting with the Catholic Church, Henry created his own church so he could divorce Catherine and marry Anne, though many loyal Catholics in the court and kingdom disputed the legitimacy of the marriage for this reason. Fast forward 3 years. Anne had given birth to a daughter, the future Queen Elizabeth I, but not so much a son, miscarrying multiple times. Anne was also outspoken on religion and politics, making her not so popular at a time when female obedience and subservience were revered. Not that that has changed that much. But how exactly is Anne a fallen woman? A fallen woman was a term used to describe a woman who veered from the societal expectations of her gender, most damnably by having sex outside of marriage, or at least behaving in a way that led people to assume she had. Her story always ends in some form of punishment, and serves as a cautionary tale to keep other women from following in her footsteps. Though Anne played her cards right before her marriage to Henry by refusing to become his mistress, she let her guard down once she had become queen, by remaining true to her charming and opinionated nature, qualities that were acceptable when securing a mate but not afterwards, and especially not for a queen. This provided her enemies with the perfect ammunition when she failed to produce a male heir and Henry wished to get rid of her. Her fall came in the allegations of adultery and incest made against her, which the public was less likely to question due to her reputation, though these allegations are considered unconvincing by modern historians. She faced the ultimate punishment of a public beheading and burial in an unmarked grave. When I thought of writing a song for Anne Boleyn, I was immediately drawn to dramatizing the night before she was arrested, because it felt to me like a very human moment. When you strip away the royalty and faraway time period, you are left with a girl who had married a very sick man, who saw her as less than human and expected her to abandon herself in order to please him. She must have had a feeling in her gut that things were very wrong. Did she ever try to get away? Or had she convinced herself that she was crazy? When you have abandoned yourself for so long, how do you know which voice is true anymore? All the voices intertwine, and I cannot tell which